Good morning. My name is Marley Bostick, and today I have the honor of introducing my longtime friend, Lila. Lila and I go way back. In lower school, I used to tell my mom that I no longer wanted to go to Pursuits anymore because Lila was mean. Lila, in fact, was not mean, but she just always happened to take my seat in the cafeteria. Following that, we both went through all of our awkward phases together. I believe one of our most memorable phases was wearing bright JoJo bows that matched our outfits every single day. But since then, Lila has been a constant in my life and is someone who I cannot imagine going through high school without. She is always willing to lend a helping hand, the person I go to whenever I need someone to listen, and most of all, one of my most loyal friends. She will stand by your side no matter the issue, and for that, I am so thankful. So with that, I give you my home slice, the class of 2025's very own pilot, Lila Grace Johnston.
Most people have familiar sounds that they associate with their home, like their mother's laugh, their dad listening to sports on the TV, or the sound of arguing with their siblings. But mine is the sound of a snoring bulldog. For the past 10 years, my house has consisted of my mom, me, and 2 fat English bulldogs with breathing problems. As a Southwest Airlines pilot based out of Florida, my dad moved away when I was 9 and was not around much. Being with my mom the majority of the time, I aspired to be just like her, a doctor who helps people. I had my whole life planned out. I wanted to attend college and medical school and become a world-renowned neurosurgeon. Although I grew up surrounded by airplanes, air shows, and all things dealing with aviation, I realize now that I held the same bias that most of the population does. Women should not fly airplanes. However, this all changed when my dad took me up in his plane for a sunset flight over the ocean for the first time. As I looked over the water from perspective I had never seen, I could not even begin to imagine how people did this every day and got paid to do so. Then I knew I wanted to spend the rest of my life in the air. Suddenly, the long hours, the complicatedness of airplanes, and the bias against women in the aviation industry no longer mattered. I knew then that I wanted to enroll in flight school. A year later, it was time for me to finally take my first solo cross-country flight. It was an experience I will never forget. With 120 miles to go, I found myself abandoned in the cockpit of an airplane at 5,000 feet in the air when my headset died. With my headset being dead, I didn't have music to comfort me during this terrifying yet monumental milestone in my life. Being left up there, looking down on the world from the left seat of a Cessna 172, a place I would have never thought I'd be in just a year prior, my thoughts swarming my mind were the only thing left to comfort me. The situation I was in not only reminded me how far I had come to accomplish this goal of mine flying solo, but it also showed me what my future holds. Flying provides me with a sense of freedom, accomplishment, and security. If you were to tell me 2 years ago that I would be flying an airplane all by myself at the age of 17, I would have laughed in your face. Then I would have asked you who was crazy enough to trust me to fly an airplane. Side note, I would like to acknowledge the fact that if the Federal Aviation Administration can entrust me to fly, I can assure you I'm more than capable. Although the thought of flying was one that I had once despised and even feared, it has now become my biggest blessing. Aviation is a constant in my life. It has always been there, but it was just hidden at times. Even when I tried my hardest to push it away, it was always there and then came back to me. Flying has taught me that it is okay to change my carefully scripted life plan, and it is even more okay to not become a world-renowned neurosurgeon. To my class of 2025, as we go on our own ways next year, don't hold back on following your dreams waiting for the rest of the world's approval, because as it turns out, the sky is not the limit. Thank you.